Okay, my dear student, sorry for the inconvenience. We just continually follow the videos or continuous. Okay, good. We must abolish the MRTP Act, that is Monopoly Trade Restriction Practice. Okay, to maintain a sustained growth in the productivity and employment and also to achieve international competitiveness. So the below that we are going to discuss about the important initiatives by the government towards industrial policy. First one is the industrial delicensing. It's very, very important because getting license for starting any industry is very difficult in those times. Number of obstacles in front of the license. So everything should be abolished for to increase the national's income. De-reservation of the industrial sector. That is, many of the industries or some of the industries are reserved especially for public sector. So the core industries also changed. The list of core industries also changed and allowed the private people to enter into the field. Third is the public sector policy, de-reservation and the reform of PSES, public sector policy. Abolition of MRTP Act and the foreign investment policy and the foreign technology policy. So these are the policy really helping to strengthening the industrialization of our India. So before 1991, after 91, what is happening here? Industrial deregulation. Okay. The industrial license for all commodities. Private sector not allowed in many industries. Control and price fluctuation and distribution. So this everything controlled by government. But after 1991, what was happened? License since restricted to alcoholic drugs are freed. Only defense and energy, railway for public sector, large scale privatizations, disinvestment are restricted for the field of private, and the market allowed to determine price. So the market forces are allowed to freely move to decide the price of the commodity. Okay. First of the industrial delicensing policy. Under the industrial licensing policy, private sector firm had to secure license to start an industry. ஒரு தனியார் முதலாளிகள் ஒரு தொழிற்சாலை ஆரம்பிக்க வேண்டும் என்றால் அவர் அரசாங்கம் அனுமதி பெறணும். அதான் லைசன்ஸ். So this is the considered as the most important objective of the new industrial policy of 1991 was the end of the industrial licensing or license Raj or Redabism. So this is will put end to the Redabism on industrial licensing. Okay. Next, de-reservation of the industrial sector. Under industrial deregulation, most of the industrial sector were opened to the private sector as well. Under the new industrial policy, only 3 sectors, namely atomic energy, mining and railway, will continue as reserved for public sector. De-reservation la நிறைய பொதுத்துறை நிறுவனங்கள் தனியாருக்கு தனியார்மயமாக்கப்பட்டது. பட் அதில் கொஞ்சம் they are not allowed. The private not allowed to enter. They are atomic energy, அணாயுத பொருட்கள் உற்பத்தி பண்ணுவது, சுரங்கங்கள் நோண்டுவது, தட் இஸ் தொடர் வண்டி சொல்லக்கூடிய ரயில்வே, அதில் அவங்க யாருக்கும் ரிசர்வேஷன் கிடையாது. நெக்ஸ்ட், ரிஃபார்ம் ரிலேட்டட் டு தி பப்ளிக் செக்டர் என்டர்பிரைசஸ். The reforms in the public sector were aimed at enhancing efficiency and the comprehensiveness of the sector. So, the reform related to public sector enterprises, that is under this heading, reforms in the public sector were aimed at enhancing the efficiency and the competitiveness of these sectors. Of course, generally there is a thought in the people working in the public sectors, they are not that much competitiveness. They are doing some work monotonously. Okay, there is no any alternative goods for that their productions. That's why without competitiveness, their productivity and effectiveness and efficiency of this functioning of the industry is very less. That's why some of the industries are allowed to enter the private people, and also the public sector is also scrutinized to work effectively. The government identified such sectors and the priority area for the public sector are to concentrate. Loss-making public sectors were sold to private sectors. Some of the public sectors not functioning well properly and incurring loss was sold to the private sectors. Next, abolition of MRT Act. The new industrial policy of 1991 has abolished the Monopoly and Restrictive Trade Practice Act. அது தனியார் முதலாளிகள் வளர்ச்சியை தடுக்கின்ற விதமாக கொண்டு வரப்பட்ட மோனோபொலி ரிஸ்ட்ரிக்ஷன் அண்ட் எம்ஆர்டிபி ஆக்ட் என்ற சட்டத்தை அவங்க அபாலிஷ் பண்ணிட்டாங்க. 1969 கொண்டு வரப்பட்டது அது. ஓகேங்களா? In 2010, the Competition Commission has emerged as the watchdog in monitoring competitive practice in the economy. ஒட்டுமொத்த பொருளாதாரத்தில் அந்த காம்படிட்டிவ்ஸ்னால அந்த வாட்ச் பண்ணுறதுக்கு ஒரு ஆர்கனைசேஷன் ஏற்படுத்துகிறாங்க. பிகாஸ் ஆஃப் த இண்டஸ்ட்ரியல் காம்படிஷனில் பப்ளிக் அட் எனி காஸ்ட் ஷுட் நெவர் வாட் அஃபெக்டட். ஓகே, the policy caused big change, including emergence of a strong and competitive private sector and a sizable number of foreign companies in India. So after abolition of this MRTP Act, so the existing private sector work functioning well, also as we get an opportunity to get the foreign direct investment. Okay, foreign investment policy. This measure has enhanced the industrial competition and improved businesses environment in the country. The vicious circle of poverty. The causes for the vicious circle of poverty. Sorry, demand side, supply side னு சொன்னா நம்ம படிச்சிருக்கிறோம். சப்ளை சைடு பார்த்தீங்கன்னு சொன்னால், ஸோ லேக் ஆஃப் கேபிட்டல் சப்ளை, போதுமான மூலதன பற்றாக்குறை காரணமாக ஸோ அதிகமான தொழிற்சாலை ஆரம்பிக்க முடியல, உற்பத்தி நிறுவனங்கள் ஆரம்பிக்க முடியாது. அதனால் வேலைவாய்ப்பு இல்லை. வேலைவாய்ப்பு இருந்தால் மக்கள் கையில் பணம் போகலை. ஸோ அதனால் அவங்க ஏழ்மை சுழற்சியில் இருந்துட்டு இருந்தாங்க. ஸோ டிமாண்ட் சைடு பார்த்துச்சுன்னா பீப்புள் லாஸ்டிங் தேர் பர்ச்சேசிங் பவர். ஸோ த ப்ராடக்ட் ஆர் நாட் கம்ப்ளீட்லி சோல்ட் அவுட். ஸோ திஸ் வில் நாட் ப்ராப்பர்லி சப்போர்ட்டிங் டு ஸ்பீட் ஆஃப் த growth of industrial sectors. But there is a gap really we feel in the field of this industrial sector. So this was completely covered and fulfilled by the foreign direct investment. Foreign direct investment. In 1991, the government announced a specified list of high technology and high investment priority industries where automatic permissions were granted for foreign direct investment. So need not to wait for any permissions. The person who is willing to start the industry in India, of course you are welcome. We invite the people with red carpets. Of course this is a major changes of Indian economy. Next, impact of LPG on agriculture sector. That is privatization, liberalization, privatization, globalization. அதோடைய தாக்கம் விவசாயத்துறை மீது எவ்வாறு இருந்தது அதான் பார்க்க போகிறோம். ஓகேங்களா? The agriculture sector which showed sharp deceleration in the growth rates. Agriculture sector also not fulfilled. They started to do what? That is degradation. Decline ఆరంభించవచ్చు. The sector has recorded wide variation in field and prosperity, and these were a shift towards cash crop cultivation. Moreover, agricultural independence pushed several farming households into poverty, and some of them resorted to extreme measures like suicide. So this is the future of the Indian farmer before, so the topic was going to be covered, not implemented. Especially the impact on agriculture because of the LPG is too much. There was a drastic change happened in the agriculture field. Many farm, that is the land, was converted into industrial purposes. Major area of agriculture land is occupied for the industrial purposes. And the cash crops also not that much helpful to the farmers. So the farmers are shift towards cash crop cultivations, not food crops. Moreover, agriculture indebtedness. So this is one of the major issues of Indian farmers they are facing. Agriculture indebtedness pushed several farmer households into poverty, and some of them resorted to extreme measures like suicide. So this is not a simple word, indebtedness and suicide. There is behind story. That is, the rural farmer, especially not properly supported by the government for financial. No bank, a nationalized bank, are ready to offer loan to the people, but there is a need for financial assistance to continue the farming, that is agricultural activities. So this is the situation make the people to stand in front of the money lenders, that is called unorganized money lenders. They are really charging more interest. So the multiplication of the interest will kill the people, and many of the farmers not able to repay their debt. So the dignity people decided to end their life in their land. So this is another phase of industrial policy of 1991. Agriculture Product Market Committee. Agriculture Product Market Committee is a statutory body constituted by state government in order to trade in agriculture or horticulture or livestock products. Functioning of that is Agriculture Product Market Committee. To promote public private partnership in the ambient of agriculture market, to provide market led extension service for farmer, to bring transparency in pricing system and transaction taking place in market in a transport manner. So this is the things they are taking to strengthening the agricultural activities, because before the situation of agriculture is very, very worst. They are helpless. Okay. Next, to ensure payment to the farmer for the sale of agricultural product on the same day. Immediate, they want to realize their profit. But everything in this form, how far it is help the people, that is under question. To promote agricultural activities, also to display data on arrival and rates of agricultural product from time to time into the market. மார்க்கெட்டில் என்னென்ன பொருட்கள் இருக்குது, அது விலைகள் என்ன அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு இன்ஃபர்மேஷன் கொடுத்துட்டாங்க. இது ஒரு வகையான யூஸ்ஃபுல்லான ஒரு நிமிஷம். தீஸ் ஆர் த திங்ஸ் கேன் டு இம்ப்ரூவ் த ஸ்டாண்டர்ட் ஆஃப் farmers. Trade reform. Next topic is trade reform. Free import and export. Under this topic, trade reform, trade policy reform is also known as trade reform. The main feature of the new trade policy, and it has evolved over the year since 1991, as follows. So first one is the free import and export. The trade policy of 1st April 1992 freed imports of almost all industrial and capital goods. Only 71 items remained restricted. This will affect the domestic industries. Of course, dear students, அது ஒரு நாட்டில் எக்ஸ்போர்ட் இம்போர்ட் என்பது ரொம்ப அவசியமானது. That will solve the problem of surplus as well as the scarcity. At the same time, we needed to take some measure to restrict the import, also export, for protecting the sustainability of local industries, the domestic industries. Okay. Rationalization of tariff structure and removal of quantitative restrictions. அது எவ்வளோ குட்ஸ் ஏற்றுமதி பண்ணணும், எவ்வளோ குட்ஸ் இறக்குமதி பண்ணணும் அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு ஒரு ரெஸ்ட்ரிக்ஷன் இருக்கா. ஸோ அதோடைய ரிமூவல் ஆஃப் குவான்டிட்டி ரெஸ்ட்ரிக்ஷனை பார்க்குறோம் நம்ம இப்போது. The Silica Committee report had suggested drastic restriction in import duties as a first step towards a gradual reduction in the tariff. The 1991-92 budget had reduced the peak rate of import duty from more than 300% to 150%. Okay. The process of lowering the customer tariff were careful, that is carried further in successive budget. This also affect the domestic industries. Import and export promotes. The Government of India, that is Ministry of Commerce and Industry, announced the new foreign trade policy on 1st April 2015 for a period of 2015 to 20. Salient features of, that is export and import policy. EXIM. The new EXIM policy, the export and import policy, has become formulated focusing on increasing in export, boosting production and supporting the concept like market in India and digital India. So this is the main feature, making the face of Indians to improved one. Just stop the old stories all. We start to, this is a new beginning. Make the India to stand with the all that is improved one. Okay. So accordingly, reduce export obligation by 20% and give more boost to domestic manufacturing, supporting Make in India concept. Okay, my dear students, I continue this same topic from the next slide. Or I finish the, okay, wait a minute, I will finish this. Two more points are there under this heading. Wait for a minute, I will complete. A set of Digital India concept online procedure to upload digital signed document by C and CS cost accounting are developed, and a further mobile app for fixing tax stamp duty has been developed. Repeated submission of physical copies of document available on export import profile is not required. தேவையில்லாமல் நிறைய ஃபைல் ஃபைல் வச்சுருக்கு தேவையில்ல அவசியம் இல்லாது, அதில் எல்லாத்தையுமே டிஜிட்டல் மயமாக வச்சுருக்கலான்னு சொல்லிட்டு ஒரு இம்ப்ரூவ்மெண்ட்டை கொண்டு வந்திருக்காங்க. எக்ஸ்போர்ட் ஒப்ளிகேஷன்ஸ் பீரியட் ஃபார் எக்ஸ்போர்ட் ஐட்டம்ஸ் ரிலேட்டட் டு டிஃபென்ஸ், military sector, area coordinator, that is area space and nuclear energy to be 24 months. So they are trying to do things so for the strengthening of Indian economy, because economy is a common term. If you want to strengthen the economy, we need to have the support of the both economic and non-economic factors. That is, export import policy 2015 to 20 is expected to double the share of India in 1951. Sorry, 2015 to 2020 is expected to double the share of India in the world trade from present level of 30% by the year of 2020. ஓகேங்களா?